currently in separation right now, your wife wants a divorce, she wants a continued separation, and you're a man that wants to save your marriage, let me give you some pointers right now that you can start implementing today that should help you have some major turnarounds in the relationship. So, number one, I'm going to give you four things. The most important thing I'm going to share with you today is the second thing on my list. But the first thing is this: agree with her negative feelings. I'm not telling you to agree with everything that she wants. I'm not telling you to agree with everything she's asking for. I'm not telling you to agree with the divorce. I'm not telling you to agree with custody and to give her certain things. I'm telling you to agree with her negative feelings, because for her, however she feels right now, that is her truth. And when somebody has something that's true, were you to argue with it, that is going to further confirm the bias that she has against you. Most likely, if you're at the place where you're in a divorce case or you're in a marital separation, that's called cognitive, or I call it confirmation bias. And when that bias gets so high, it's not about all of the things that you do right. Her brain is now biologically hardwired to look for the things that you're doing wrong. So if you want your marriage restored and she has confirmation bias, the only way that you're going to change her mind, right, is to establish enough new relationship histories of trustworthy behavior that changes her, that changes her mind. This will change you, this will change your mind, but you've got to change her and her mind through your new relationship histories of new communication in your leadership in order to turn the train around that's heading towards game over in the relationship. So today I'm giving you some very simple but some very powerful tools and tips on some things that you can use to end the marriage separation, to restore the relationship so that you and your wife are both happy. You actually can help her change while you're changing. If you make changes and get your life on point and you level up and you don't lead her to do the same thing, naturally she would resent you for that, because that's not fair. Is it fair to leave her behind? Do you love her? Do you care about her? I'm showing you and giving you a path to the first steps of changing her, of helping her find her happy. A lot of times when a man is facing an unwanted divorce or a separation, he says, well, I'm going to go fix myself and that's going to fix our marriage. But see, you're not dealing with one broken person. It wasn't just you. That's a lie that you're telling yourself, and she might even be telling you that, and other people might be telling you that. Well, you're responsible for her unhappiness. At the end of the day, probably you had some characteristics that were causing you to be unhappy yourself, but more than likely, there's some things about her life that have nothing to do with you that are causing her to not live her best life within the marriage. And now she's being conditioned by social media and algorithms and maybe even you to believe that you're the reason that she was unhappy. But that's not the truth. But what is the truth is that you can get your happiness back. You can make changes that help her change, that help her also become happy within her own life, within her own circle, not just within the marriage. But if you change your leadership in ways that help her become the best version of herself, at the same time you're communicating and you're doing the things that I'm covering right now, this leads you back into a healthy relationship that's not toxic. That's the opposite of that. That's two grown adult people communicating like emotionally mature people. And here's how you start it: agree with her negative feelings. When you agree with someone's negative feelings, that will always change their feelings about you. Well, Denver, why? Because right now you disagreeing with what she feels. She wants a divorce. She wants continued separation. You're telling her she's wrong. You're telling her feelings are not valid. And it's making her feel like you don't hear her, you don't see her, and you don't value her. And it's confirming what she's been telling herself: in order for me to find myself, in order for me to breathe, in order for me to feel like a woman instead of one of his kids, in order for me to be who I'm supposed to be, I've got to leave this relationship. That's what you've been doing, right? But we change that. We say, oh, she's expressing a negative feeling, right? And it's a real feeling for her. How can you disagree with her reality? You agree with her negative feelings. I feel like, so she says this, I feel like you and I could never be happy together and thrive in our marriage. I feel like to find myself, to be myself, to not be one of your children, right? For me to be happy, I need out of the relationship. That's really how she feels right now. And if that's really how she feels right now, sorry, I keep hitting the tripod here. If that's really how she feels right now, that's the truth. How can you disagree with the truth? Okay. But this is not enough. Okay. So, how do you agree with her negative feelings? I'm not saying agree to go sign the divorce papers. I'm saying find a way in your communication to say, you know what? That's not my preference, but I understand why you feel that way. Okay, so I just showed you how to agree with her negative feelings, but this is not enough. You don't just go in and say, you're right, I'm wrong. All that does is tell her that you're selfish and that you're disagreeing with her to manipulate her back into the restoration of the relationship. But you're never going to manipulate her into a restoration of a relationship that ends up a healthy relationship. You've got to make real changes in yourself that will also really change her, that will change the relationship in a way that's real. So when you see her truth, agree with what's true, but that's not enough. The second thing is what really makes it enough because this makes it real. This is the opposite of manipulation, right? And so here's what that is. After you agree with the negative feelings, put a good name on her negative feelings by explaining why you agree with the negative feelings. So if she comes in and says, our whole marriage, you did this, and this. We have a normal tendency because we want to restore the relationship. I know because my wife filed a divorce on me in my second marriage after my first wife divorced me. I didn't save the first marriage because I simply ran out of time. I had a need for speed and I was too close to my situation to see that it was ending fast and furious, and I didn't do what needed to be done fast enough. In my current marriage, this wife also filed a divorce. And I knew this time I have a need for speed. I can't rely on, well, things are starting to get better, maybe, that eventually we'll get back together and work things out. Because in my first relationship, it ended because I ran out of time. If you have a need for speed, stick that in the comments and we'll send you a free resource that will help you speed some things up. In addition to this video, just put need for speed if that's you. But something else that'll help you right now, in the comment section, we'll go next level with this if you put that in there. But the next thing that you do is make her feel good about the negative feelings. So step one, agree with the negative feelings. Step two, this is where you land the plane. Agree and make her feel good about the negative feelings. So if she says, our whole marriage, you were just a narcissistic pig. What you've been doing, what I was doing, was I was explaining to her, but I've changed. Don't you see me? I was making it about me. She was expressing her feelings. When she expresses her feelings, she's screaming emotionally at the top of her emotional lungs, hear me, see me, value what I'm saying. Instead, the current you is saying, me. I've changed. Look at me. I won't do it again. Don't you see I've ran to Jesus as you've ran from Jesus? A lot of times that happens, right? So what we want to do is something different, because what you've been doing is you've been aligning your actions with what you feel like would cause her to see you've changed. You've been aligning your actions with your feelings. What we want to do instead is act like an emotionally mature adult and align our actions with our goals. Denver, what's the goal? Why are you watching this video? The goal is to end the separation, to restore your marriage so that your wife is healthy and happy in the relationship, and so are you, right? You lead her into becoming an emotionally mature communicator and an adult to step into her anointing and her calling so that she feels the safety of being allowed to be a woman within your relationship without feeling like she's condemned. The way that you do that is step two. Agree with the negative feelings in step one and make her feel good about the feelings in step two. Denver, how do I do that? Get to the point. Okay, here's the point. When she condemns you or the relationship, say you're right. Now, that's not enough because that'll make her resent you. Then you explain why you truly believe she's right. You're right. Our whole relationship, I did act like a narcissistic pig. And while I do still prefer the relationship, I don't deserve it. Everything that you're saying is true. I understand how you feel. Now that I'm stepping back here just a little bit and I'm putting myself in your shoes and I'm looking at myself through your eyes, how did you endure it as long as you did? I agreed with her negative feelings, and then I made her feel good about her negative feelings. And in the process of doing this, guess what I'm doing? I'm changing her because I just changed her feelings, because I made her feel heard. I made her feel like I saw her, and I made her feel valued. And I might not have ever done that in the relationship because I was aligning my actions with my feelings, because my feelings are telling me, go prove to her I've changed. But aligning my actions with my goals is showing her that I've changed. And that kind of change, my friend, will change her and it'll change the marriage. It's not fully enough to restore it, but this is enough to turn the train around. Something else that you can do when you're communicating with her, whether you're talking about the kids or the drop off or the divorce case, you want to make it happy talk, fun talk, happy talk, fun talk. Eliminate the business conversations, eliminate the drama. If she expresses negative feelings, this is an opportunity to connect with her around those feelings by agreeing with those negative feelings, but then making her feel good about the negative feelings, which is what changes her feelings. And you're just in everyday communication with her when she's not expressing the negative feelings. The third thing that you can do is make sure that all text messages and all words that come out of your mouth are positive, polite, and playful. See, right now she's doing some things, and you're telling your friends and your family, gosh, I messed it up. She triggered me. No, she didn't trigger you. She did something you didn't like, right? And then you acted like an emotional 3-year-old that didn't get the flavor of ice cream he wanted at Baskin Robbins. But you're an adult. So the new you, after watching this video, is going to stop acting like a little biatch and go start acting like an emotionally mature and safe man that communicates in the masculine with limited words. Stop sending her 18 paragraphs of messages. Stop sending her back-to-back messages. Back off, and from an emotional and even a spiritual perspective, man up a little bit, mature up a little bit. I don't say the word man up from a perspective of be a man. I say it from the perspective of stop being a 3-year-old. And the way that you do that is you align your actions and your communication as an adult man should. And an adult man is always positive, polite, and playful. But she didn't do what I wanted her to do. I was supposed to get the kids on Saturday and she blah, blah, blah. And so she triggered me and I blew up. Oh, so you are going to align your actions with your feelings, right? Which will cause you to get more of what you don't want. But instead, if you want to act like an adult, well, Denver, she's acting like a little kid. I know she's following your leadership in the area of communication. Change your communication and you'll change her. Well, what do I do instead? Man up, positive, polite, and playful. You want her to change. You want her to change her mind about you. You want her to change her mind about the separation. You want to save your marriage. You want to restore the relationship. Communicate in a way that makes her feel good about the relationship. Establish new relationship histories about you and with the relationship. And you do this with the 3 P's: positive, polite, and playful. Look at every single text message that you're sending her. Look at and think about every single word that you say to her. Slow down. Be much slower to speak. Ask yourself, is this positive? If not, backspace that text message, brother. Is it polite? Is it playful? Whatever, how do I know for sure? Probably if you'll look at some of your messages, You've been showing up in the opposite. You've been aligning your actions with your feelings. Well, Denver, what is my feelings since you're the expert? You've been condemning her. You've been complaining. Well, I don't want a divorce. I want this. Don't you know how bad this is for our kids? Don't you know the statistics? Look at this as what it's doing to our wealth. Don't you see what this is doing for me? You've been complaining. You've been condemning, or you've been criticizing her actions. Replace the three C's. Stop all of the complaining, stop all of the condemning, stop all of the criticizing, and replace it with positive, polite, and playful in your text messages and in your language. So as a man thinketh is he, out of the overflow of the heart, the Bible says the mouth speaks. You've been speaking death into the restoration of the relationship by acting like an emotional 3-year-old, and you've been walking in the three C's, condemning, complaining, and criticizing, aligning your communication and your actions and your body language with your feelings. But you know what? A mature adult can change how they feel. Never, how can you change your feel? I've been watching talk shows my whole life. They say we can't change our feelings. You can too. That's a lie. Look yourself in your rearview mirror of your car. Look yourself in the mirror of your bathroom. Buy one of those women's compact mirrors where they put on makeup and look yourself in that if you have to. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I am happy, I am happy, I am happy. If you verbally tell your brain that, it'll believe it. And start believing that. That's an action step in line with your goals to save the marriage, to stop the divorce, and to end the separation, and to restore the relationship. This will also change her. See, you changing is not going to work because it's not enough. You need to make the right changes that also help her change, because she's communicating like an emotional 3-year-old also. And if she doesn't change, she'll enter the next relationship that's more toxic than this. Have you ever heard the term, if you love them, let them go? Why would you do that? Because statistically, her next relationship is doomed. Right? So what do? Help her learn how to navigate and manage a healthy relationship by showing her. And she'll follow that lead because it's the right thing to do. And it's good for you, it's good for her, it's good for the kids, and it's good for the relationship. Number 4 on my list, I've kind of told you how to accomplish it already, but number 4 is the most valuable. Number 2 was the most important to turn the train around. Number 4 is you want to make her feel heard, valued, and seen. Now, I just gave you one example on how to do heard, valued, and seen that I have trademarked. Heard, valued, and seen. Here's how you do this. Look at your text messages that you're sending. Before you send the next text message, where maybe she's sending you a text message and she's saying, I've done this, I'm stressed out, blah, 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 blah. Look at your past text messages on what you've been sending her. 99 times out of 100, I'll bet you anything that your text messages are missing the opportunities to turn this train around even further. And here's what I mean. She'll say 4 or 5 times of something that she's done, that she's doing for you, for the kids, for the attorneys, that she's stressed out, she's this, she's that, whatever, right? Or she's asking you questions about you. And then you're responding, and you're also making it about you, right? So this would be my challenge to you. If you want a game changer in turning this train around, if you want to save your marriage, if you want to stop the divorce, you want to end the separation, right? You want to understand, how do I restore and save my marriage while I'm separated? Every message that you send to her moving forward from this point on, is it positive? Is it polite? Is it playful? Right? Is it condemning, complaining, or criticizing her in any way? If so, backspace it out, replace it with something positive, polite, and playful, right? And then make sure that when she sends you a message, right, she's making it in some way about her. I did this today. I did that today, whatever. Instead of you responding with what you did, instead of you responding how you felt, instead of responding how you see things, put yourself in Dorothy's ruby red slippers. That's what I like to call it. Put on Dorothy's ruby red slippers. Denver, what is that? Put yourself in your wife's shoes for just a minute. Look at those words that she just texted you. And then close your eyes And you say, okay, when she sent this, where was she sitting? Was she sitting in a car? Was she sitting in her office? Was she sitting in the house? What was she smelling? How is she feeling? Is she overwhelmed? Is she tired? Is she exhausted? Is she stressed out? Now, look at the response the old you would have sent. Are you acknowledging any of that? Are you acknowledging that you see her? Are you acknowledging that you hear what she's saying? Or that you value what her experience of her reality in her life is like? This can change everything. It'll change you because right now, with good intentions, of course you want your relationship restored because this is your soulmate and you love her more than anything in the world. But you're never going to restore the relationship unless she changes. And right now, if she could just see your heart, see how much you're hurting, you would give your life for her because you love her so much. But she can't see that. Why not? Because she doesn't feel heard, valued, and seen. And when your words start making her feel like, I see you, I hear you, I value where you're at and what you're feeling and what you're experiencing. When you make her feel that, she will start seeing your heart. And this will change both of you in a way that is real. This is what takes you to a level of soulmates, my friend. Get rid of the 3 C's. No more condemning, complaining, or criticizing. Replace them with the 3 P's. Positive, polite, and playful. You can be an adult and change how you feel. She just did something that triggered me. No, she didn't. She did something you didn't like, and you acted immature how you responded, and you're calling it her triggering you, right? An adult doesn't get triggered. So you respond differently, and you don't respond how you're feeling. Your response is now, like an adult, it's a response in action with your goals instead of your feelings. Denver, I feel so depressed right now. I'm praying for God to open doors. My brother, the door's open. The door you've been praying for, it's right in front of you. It's right over there, right? It's the door to go out of your house. See, if you're piled up on your couch thinking that your wife's going to come back to this miserable man that's watching YouTube videos, that's not going to happen, brothers, right? Put that in the comments if that's you. That door you've been praying for, get up off your arse, walk out that door and start living your life again. Tell her emotionally, tell her subconscious that she's not responsible for your happiness anymore because you have chose to control your feelings and go get yourself happy. See, a woman wants to be with men that other women want. And no woman on the face of earth wants an unhappy man. But Denver, I'm unhappy because she's not with me. Change your feelings. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I am happy, I am happy, I am happy. Your brain will believe it. Master it. You have to have a transformation by the renewing of your mind, the Bible calls it. And when you start the process of doing this, the Bible says, out of the overflow of your heart, your mouth speaks, so as a man thinketh is he, which is your heart. Change what you're thinking, your heart changes, and you'll change what you're saying. Then you'll start speaking life into your wife. You'll start dissolving biological and psychological confirmation bias that we know exists on a biological level when a woman wants to separate from her husband, if it's a long-term relationship. If any of this is landing with you, put that in the comments. So I'm going to recap this one more time. Agree with the negative feelings, but that's not enough. If you just do that, it will backfire. Step number 2, which is the most important, is make her feel good about the negative feelings by putting a good name on the negative feelings, by explaining why you agree with those feelings. Positive, polite, and playful. Change how you're feeling. Get yourself positive, polite, and playful. Start walking out the exit door. Get some motion going on. Get in the gym. But that's not enough. If you just get in the gym and get bigger biceps and become the man you think she wants, the man she told you she wants. She don't know what man she wants. What she truly wants is she wants to see you. But she doesn't feel emotionally safe to see you right now because you don't hear her. You don't make her feel seen, which makes her feel like you don't value her because you don't. And it's not because you don't love her. It's because you've never taken the time to hear, see, or value the world through her eyes. And when you do this, it will change everything. If you need more help, you can go to our free marriage U-turn masterclass at denvergriffin.com. We're doing that live 9 times this week. Outside of that, if you're wondering what she's thinking right now, you think she's living her best life while you've been piled up on the couch miserable, may not be what you think. Watch this video and hear my wife's perspective on that.